What's the number one thing you do not have to worry about if you decide to move and retire in Zambia? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, I'm now 10 years in the game as a nomad slash expat. I am on my fourth country, third continent, which is Lusaka, Zambia, in the southern region of Africa. And one of the things I'm doing is not only sharing with you things that I've learned along this 10-year journey, but most importantly, if you're an expat or thinking about becoming one, why you should consider Zambia as an option to come to. So today I was actually watching a video from one of the guys that I follow that's in the Philippines. Real good black expat. I think he comes with a lot of logical sense, and he tells things, and he's very honest about the good and the bad of being in the Philippines. Now, the Philippines is not a place that I want to go to. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just know it's not my type of vibe. However, if you're thinking about becoming an expat, you may not know exactly what type of places that you like. Do you like mountains? Do you like the beach vibe? Do you like the hustle and bustle of the city? Do you like the rural areas? And the reason why I say you may not know yet is until you experience them, you don't really know if that's something you want long term. So I recommend you focus first on safety, and then the second thing you focus on is opportunities, which are both that are very prevalent here in the southern region of Africa, especially here in Zambia. Now, in the video, he was talking about something that you're not going to run into in Zambia. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you, you're not going to run into this problem. And what happened was there was an American male who was unalive there. And he was unalive going to the ATM, pulling out about $800. And this is really sad. Like, this man most likely was a hardworking man, most likely was responsible. If not, probably wouldn't have the means to be able to travel and have the means to pull out that much money at one time. However, his life was cut short over foolishness. Let's just be honest here. Like, it's not that difficult to earn money in today's society if you're actually having the ability to open your mind to what are the ways that money are being earned now, and to willing to go and do it. A lot of times people say it's hard to do the right thing. It's hard being not hard to do the right thing. It's a lot of people that's in the criminal atmosphere, like, oh man, it's hard to turn your back to this type of lifestyle, things of that nature. And the truth is, it's easy. It is easy to be a low-life criminal in this world. It doesn't even take much thought. It doesn't take much of energy. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, it's hard. It is hard to do the right thing. You must actively want to be a good person. It's so easy to just have this barbaric caveman type mentality. And unfortunately, there are still parts of the world where that is more prevalent. And I'm sorry, but like, murdering someone just because they're pulling money out of the ATM is stupid. It's barbaric. It's caveman. It's no different than Genghis Khan coming over the mountains, conquering villages, or Alexander the Great conquering people. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense for people like you to keep going to these countries to where your safety is not an issue. It's not a concern. I mean, like, you see it in Colombia, you see it in Panama, you see it in a lot of different places. And there's a lot of money that expats are bringing to these areas, and there need to be an exchange of safety. However, here in the southern region of Africa, you don't have all of those safety concerns like that. No one's going to come up and try to rob you at an ATM here in Zambia. This is one thing I've never spoken about, but like, when you go to an ATM, there's usually someone there in the area that is the guard that's watching those areas. You usually see a police officer somewhere walking around, especially in the daytime. Now, I do not recommend using ATMs at night unless you're inside a mall, some type of building such as that. Just because, like, it's not a nightlife country. So if you need really money at night, you need to just have it in your mobile money. And this is one of the things that I love about Zambia is that it is moving closer and closer to being a cash-free country. The less cash you have circulating around, the safer things are. If you go to any country where there's not much money circulated physically, there's not that much crime around those areas. And because they have things like mobile money here, you, like even with Yango drivers, some drivers will tell you at night, hey, just pay me in mobile money. Don't pay me cash, because the more cash I have, the more of a target it makes me. And so like this is a good thing here. And I want you to really focus on concerning yourself about safety. Safety is the most important thing when you go to a new country. And this is why I'm telling you, like I usually don't do hard pitches for countries to go to, but come to Zambia, go to Botswana, go to Namibia, go to South Africa. Like even South Africa is safer than some of these other places like the Philippines. I know South Africa has a horrible reputation. However, it's nowhere near as bad as what people think. You don't have to worry about someone coming in your house in the middle of the night and dragging you out with guns and putting you on a boat trying to hold you for ransom. Like you don't see things like that. And the few stories that you do hear about that, when you really dig deep into the story, you see most of the time it was other motives involved. There was things that don't even have anything to do with if you're a person like me. Like if you're just coming here to live a normal life, better your life, take advantage of the opportunities, take advantage of the dollar being strong here right now, you're not going to see those issues. And then like, I don't think like a lot of governments, because their job is to govern, they don't have time to educate the people on why you should want more tourism in your country. You should want expats in your country, but also the economic benefit of them. You don't want to be ripping them off. You don't want to be stealing from them, because these are people that are just paying to boost the economy. Like those guys or whoever it was that took the life of this individual, if they probably knew just a little bit of English and they could have saw like, hey, this guy's not from here, you know, you could make more money in the long run of helping someone out, helping someone's journey in your country, and then they're going to recommend you to people that they know. Like we have to change the way we're thinking about things. We have to change the way we approach problems. Like I understand, like it is struggle mode for a lot of people. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to war, to be able to get where I am financially. I'm telling you straight up, most people would not go through one day of what I went through for a complete year of being at war. And that's just facts. So like you have to think about ways outside of the box to be able to make money and earn a living. Yes, I get it. Go to school, get a good education, get a good job. It's a lie. Like it's a lie. The whole world has been fed that lie. It was just another way to keep us enslaved mentally and keep us enslaved physically, to where we're spending 8 to 12 hours of our days building someone else's dream, and we don't even have enough time to dream our own dream when we're at home, sleep at night because we're so tired. I get it. However, I'm telling you from experience, you have the power to change your life. Like you have the power to do everything that you want. And being jealous of foreigners or thinking some people, because they're coming from other countries, they had an easier life, instead of having that preconceived judgment on them, start asking them about their story. When I started learning the story of rich people or people who had wealth that I could only dream of, I started realizing they had a rough life. A lot of them didn't have fathers in their lives also. And I stopped complaining. I stopped being a victim. And I started saying, you know what can I do? Like we all have 24 hours in a day. Are you spending it drinking? Are you spending it chasing women? Are you spending it just sitting on the couch, looking at TV, listening to the radio, or just sitting there doing nothing? Like you have to figure out how to do your 24 hours a day. And, you know, this is why I want more and more people to start coming to the southern region of Africa, and especially Zambia, because this place can be a great utopia once it starts getting the right people coming in, and it's getting the people in that's coming about building generational wealth and building businesses. And this is the beautiful thing about the safety here. The people here are not here wanting to take from you. Like, you don't hear about home invasions like that. Like, you don't hear about a lot of crime or people robbing you at gunpoint. You don't hear about those things here like that. The few little petty crimes that happen, maybe someone walked by your car, your window was open and you left your cell phone on the seat and someone took it out. Maybe something like that. So like, really consider safety and put that on the highest priority of your list if you're planning on becoming an expat. If you're an experienced expat, you've probably seen some dangerous areas, because most of the areas that are marketed as expat destinations have a level of danger to it somewhere in there. And so, like, I think this is more for the person who's thinking about becoming an expat. Like, please make sure you put safety at the highest level. Don't leave your family behind over nonsense. Pulling out money, and even if the guy was a tourist, he's probably pulling out money that was going to last him for his entire destination of that trip. Or if he was someone that was living there, he's probably pulling out cash to pay his rent or something like that. And so, like, not only is him and his family, not only his family is hurting, you're also hurting your own people. Like, the criminals hurt their own community, because wherever he was going to be using and investing that money in different businesses or spending that money, those businesses are not getting it anymore. And also, on top of that, what of other people that he knew that was going to come to the Philippines to visit? They're probably not going now. Like, there's a compounding effect, positive or negative, on everything that we do. So we need to start focusing on compounding in the positive way. There's no more time or space for crime anymore. There's no more time of stealing from people anymore. Those days are over, man. Like, it's funny to me because sometimes people that complain the most about not having money, they be walking around with the most wealth around them. Like, you know how many people came to me through my travels and they're walking around with iPhones? And even with this, I'm recording this right now on a phone that cost me $140 US. I paid about 4,700 kwacha for it. But people will tell me, oh, I can't start filming until I get an iPhone 14, 15. And I'm like, bro, I don't even pay that much money in that stuff. Like, the fact that now you can just be dancing on TikTok and get monetized, have millions of people follow you. You can just be sharing life experiences. You can be sharing things that you're learning, and over time get monetized for it. Like, it's the time now where everybody has the ability to build their own brand for free using social media. Yet it's still the time where some people are still acting like it's the dark ages and the king and queen has all the resources and nothing else is out there for anyone else, and they have to be the Robin Hood and steal from whoever looks richer than them. Stop the nonsense. It's time to let this nonsense stop. It's time for us to spiritually grow as a world, not as a culture and civilization, as a world. We need to spiritually grow and stop using these low vibration frequencies and just creating more low vibration. Like, it's people shouldn't lose their life traveling, man. I've been to a lot of places, cruises. I'm actually now planning a cruise for out of South Africa. Just trying to see which one I want to go and if the price point is nice enough. But like, traveling is beautiful, man. Like, you know how many great people I've met, whether it was Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Cozumel. Don't slam it, bitch. I knew that wind was going to slam it. All these different places I've been to in Africa, in Asian countries, and when I went to the UK, went to Amsterdam. I've met wonderful people no matter where I went, and that's the beauty about travel. So just make sure you're going to safe places. Like, if you're gonna really consider leaving your home country, put your safety first, okay? I just wanted to share that. I hate doing videos on bad news, man. I really do. But sometimes maybe these things happen because these things need to be talked about. And I don't think I talk about enough about how safe Zambia really is. It's a very comfortable place, very good place to live. Have values, morals. One of the things I love here is if a little kid is asking you for something, they're gonna say uncle or auntie, depending on your gender. Like, it's really good people here and really good wholesome values here. And I don't think that's talked about enough here. And so if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.